Today is a day for the life book. Today is a day that was ancestrally, universally just blessed and aligned. Today we ran the Warramai Country Warrior Heart experience. 3 women said yes with like 2 or 3 days notice, just posting on some socials, to come together in culture, in ceremony, in connection for a 90-minute workshop experience, to say yes to themselves, to go they wanted more from themselves. And that is a powerful thing. This is only the second one that I've ever run of the Warrior Heart experience. And I ran the first one in February of this year, and it was also a success. 8 women said yes, 5 showed up. And then I shut down. I got afraid. I was like, who am I to do this? I questioned myself. I questioned the power and potential of this moment. And I shut it down. I didn't do the follow-up. I didn't do the follow-through. And then the shame and the guilt was like, well, I didn't follow up. I didn't say what I was going to do, so I'm not worthy of doing the thing. Now, I'm sure there's something in your life where you've said yes, you've shown up and done the thing, and then it's been successful and you have shut down. Or you felt the calling to do something and you ignored it because you doubted yourself. You didn't believe you were worthy or allowed or enough. And you've got evidence in your life that might have been a previous experience where that has reinforced that narrative or that thought or that experience. Where when you did show up as yourself or you did the thing, you were too much, you weren't enough, you weren't worthy, you weren't allowed, or even more deeply, you weren't safe. You were hurt or harmed in the name of doing that thing. If you're new here, my name is Chantal Thompson and I'm a proud Barkindji Yampa woman, and I'm known in my community as the Barkindji Warrior Heart. I'm a very proud Namika mum of 5, Auntie Shan to many more, and I am the founder, the custodian, and the matriarch of the Kilana Foundation and the Warrior Heart. I'm also a 3-time world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, both martial arts that I started in at 19 to find myself, to become myself. And then I came back to it because I developed postpartum psychosis after the birth of my twins, and I tried to hurt my daughter and I tried to suicide. And from that, I knew I needed to do something to help myself. And with the love of my family, I was encouraged to go back to jiu-jitsu. And I found jiu-jitsu and culture intersected and wove together to create arenas where I could be with myself, I could face myself, and I could become myself. It became my therapy, my playtime. And from that playtime, I won 3 world titles in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've got 3 degrees. I have started a multiple 6-figure business. And I did all of this in my 30s while recovering from a mental illness, training full-time, as a mum of 3, as a partner, as a woman with cultural and family responsibilities. And I just figured it out and I got shit done because I knew I didn't want to settle for a life of survival. I didn't want my trauma to be the thing that I led with or made excuses because of who I was and how I was showing up. I wanted to handle my shit and ensure that my dysfunction, my trauma, to the best of my ability and what was within my control, was being dealt with and managed, so that those that I loved and served and the spaces that I entered would be beneficiaries of my energy and my efforts, not collateral damage. This is why the Warrior Heart movement has been created, because that is how I became someone who got up and overcame suicidal ideation, how I became a 3-time world champion, how I started a multiple 6-figure business, how I started a program for Indigenous women and youth in my community that has had over 300 people come through the door. And we're not a 6-week program, we're a long form program as well. And I wanted to make this bigger. I wanted to expand this and bring it to the world. And that's why we've created the Warrior Heart community over on School. It is a free community. Come and check it out. Join. If you hit like or subscribe wherever you're seeing this. And if you are feeling called to do something or to shift something in your life, or if your life is calling you. So sometimes you are the one who looks up and you go, I'm done with this. I'm done with being this person, and I'm done with my own shit and my own excuses. And sometimes your shit is done with you. And we get the nudge. Here's the thing. Life will nudge us. Life will whisper to us, and it will go, you'll get that feeling, that whisper, that intuition, whatever it is for you, a situation where it just drains you and it leaves you exhausted. And you start to get this idea or this feeling, this nudge that this isn't for you anymore, or this isn't who you want to be. And yet we often deny, or we see something and then we look the other way, or we look someone in the eye and we pretend we didn't see them. That's ourselves. We avoid ourselves. And then Patrice Washington of Redefining Wealth calls it the boulder effect, where it'll nudge us, it will whisper to us, and it will get to a point, if we ignore it enough, it will be like a boulder effect. And often most of the pain in our lives, the one that is avoidable, is because we avoided the earlier knowing. We are living and paying consequences for things that we could have done and changed earlier. But here's the thing. You can only do from what you are here and now. You are worth being your best self in the world. And if you don't believe you're worthy of being your best self, your most healed and healthiest, vibrant, alive self, life is not meant to be survived. I do not want to get to the last years of my life, if I'm gifted enough to know when that is coming, and sit down and go, I got to 70, 80, 90, 100 years old, but I didn't live a life. I just repeated the same year over and over again. I want to know that I lived life to the fullest, that I loved as hard as I could, that I lived into my full power and potential, and not from that egotistical sort of thing of accolades and things, but experiences, those that I love, the connections that I've made, the impressions, the stories that I have to share. Because when we leave this world and we enter the dream time, we only take our spirit, our soul. We have to leave everything else behind. And this movement, this community, is for those that are called for more, or are ready for more, or they know that they're just done with their own shit. Like, they might not know anything other than that. They just know that where they are and who they are is not enough. But they also know that in order to change the world or serve those that they love, that it has to start with them, and they have to start somewhere. So come and join the community. If you want to know more, book a call with me. I'm doing coaching calls now. And in 2026, we are launching the Warrior Heart Inner Circle, which is a paid community where it is intimate. I will be sharing behind the scenes of how I'm writing my book, Suicide to World Champion, The Warrior Heart Rising. I'll be sharing my journey to Black Belt World Champion, because it's the only world title that I haven't won. But here's what I know. When you start to say yes to yourself and you start to take actions, and we win or we get success, we start to doubt ourselves and we shut ourselves down. We start to make excuses for why we can't take the next step. We make things harder than they need to be. And sometimes it could be because it's not safe to do that thing. You are made to feel like you are too much or not enough by the world or those that you love and serve. And that can break our own hearts, that when all we want to do is just be safe to be ourselves in the world, nothing less and nothing more than our full selves. And if you are a woman, if you are a caretaker, or someone who has responsibilities for others, often we can put our own health and well-being last and go, well, I don't have time for that. But here's the thing. If you don't have time for it now, there'll be consequences to pay for when you need to have time for it, because something comes up that is unavoidable, like your health, your finances, a death in the family, something where you are needed, and you have not set yourself up or your life to meet those moments. You're not setting yourself up to meet crisis, but you want to have the foundations in place that when life happens, you can happen too. That your life doesn't have to stop just because something happens. That in order to change the world, all we have to do is be ourselves. And that the change that we want to see in the world, the things that we want to do or have, become a natural flow-on effect because of our energy, our healing. We have built a nervous system that can receive abundance and success and healing because we know. We don't just believe, we know. And we move like we are worthy, like we are allowed, like we are enough. And we have created safety in our life and in our nervous system to be able to receive and have and hold whatever our greatest desires are. And that we are in our greatest power, potential, and purpose. We've We can meet our body in the physical experience, that somatic experience, the nervous system, the mindset and the beliefs, and that they all weave together to become the foundations of the energy of the person that we show up as. We wake up with passion and purpose, and we go to sleep at peace because we know that even if today didn't feel like it was a full day of that, we did the best we could with what we had, and we are enough as we are, nothing less or nothing more than the full self that we are. You are worth it. We are allowed. We are enough, but sometimes we need to give ourselves permission to go on this journey, because your life experiences, whether this is meeting you at 20, at 50, at 60 or 80, if you still have breath in your body, if you still have this feeling that there is more for you, it's just sitting there waiting. It's already got its hand held out, because if you have that feeling, if you have that vision of that something more in your mind, it's a future self. It is a future state, a future timeline that is showing you something that is already yours. It is just waiting for you to become the person who can build the bridge and reach out and take that opportunity, receive that opportunity. I share this with love because I know what it's like to doubt ourselves. I know what it is like to shame and shut ourselves down because we showed up, we got success, and then we retreated. We said we were going to do something multiple times and we didn't follow through. We let down those that we love, that we lead and that we serve. But I refuse to accept a love that requires self-abandonment. I have broken my own heart multiple times when I have spoken my truth to those that I love, and I have let them receive that however they may. I haven't chased, I haven't tried to justify, and people have shown me time and time again that I am too much or that I am not enough for them to make the effort or to want to walk this journey with me to maintain that relationship and presence in my life. I've had circles of friends who said that I was too busy to be included, but they didn't have a conversation with me. They just determined amongst themselves, multiple friends in a group that determined amongst themselves that I was too busy to be of value to them. There was no love or concern. There was only the impact of my not being able to be there full time on them. There was no love or care or respect for me to pick up the phone and say, hey Shan, like, what's going on? Like, we've been doing this thing, you haven't been able to show up, it's impacted us in this way. Like, can we do something? Like, how can we do it differently? And when I seen them moving on with their activity in their group and I wasn't included, it broke my heart. It was just another confirmation of going, well, for that group, I'm too much or I'm not enough. I've had relationships that I thought would be mine forever. When I said, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm not doing this version of life or self, and they said, I'm not enough or I'm not allowed, I'm not worthy to be in their life. And these are things that I thought would be my forever. I've had to make peace and let go of versions of myself, of my life, my dreams that I thought would be my forever, that I thought would be mine until the end of my days. And I had to find the courage to keep trusting, to keep showing up, even when life, I look around and I'm like, ancestors, God, universe, like, this ain't looking like what I thought it would look like. I said, yes, I'm doing the things. And yet it still feels like I'm pushing shit uphill. It feels like I'm still pushing through. But there is a difference between when we are doing stuff that is meant for us and stuff that we are meant to release and just holding on longer than our time. If it is meant for you, it will feel like a cocoon, like you are being molded and shaped. But if you are trying to force something, it will feel like more like a coffin, like it is draining you. It is taking the very life essence from you. This is the type of stuff that we work on and that we talk in the Warrior Heart community. So again, hit like or subscribe, message me Warrior Heart, and I will send you the link. The link will be below wherever you're watching this. If you are done with your own shit, if you are done with survival mode as a way of life, self-abandonment as love, and burnout as leadership, then this is for you. This is deep work, but you don't have to do it alone. We do it in community. And I share with you the things that help me become the woman who could be a 3-time world champion, the woman who could speak her truth, that ended decades of friendships, of relationships, because when I spoke my truth, I let people carry that however it meant for them. I've let people walk away from my life, or I've walked away from things. And I'm now starting to understand at a deeper level that my ancestors in the universe are removing me from situations and things that become distractions or harmful to who I'm meant to be. I'm meant to be in this season, a very lonely season, a very small circle season, because I need that time and space to do the deep inner work, to become the woman who can bring the warrior heart, the Kilana Foundation, grassroots and global, who can carry my story into spaces, but also the time and space to step back from a lot of doing and to do a lot of becoming, a lot of study, a lot of research on my culture, on the martial arts side of things, on developing the foundations and the frameworks and the knowledge and the practices and principles of what this is all meant to become. And I'm not someone who is 5-10 years ahead. I've already got the millions in my business, that I've got stable foundations at home and in my businesses. Like, I'm building this in real time. I'm building this out loud. You will be a part of co-creating whatever this is meant to become. This is meant to be a collective movement. I am one seed. I am one thread in something that is being woven, that is so needed in the world. This is a space. It is a movement. It is a collective. I invite you to come and know more. I invite you to book a call with me. We are doing $97 coaching calls at the moment to activate you, the Warrior Heart Activation Call, where we will sit with you and go, what is your story right now? What are your circumstances? What is your greatest pain and what is your greatest desire? And off the back of that call, I will give you the next 3 steps that you can take to start to create change within yourself and for yourself. You can come and join the Warrior Heart community. It is free over on School. The links are below. And in January 2026, we are launching the Warrior Heart Inner Circle, a paid coaching community, which at the moment you can join. You can get on the wait list to join now. It is just $50 as a founding member for the whole year. In there, I do behind the scenes of the book that I'm writing, Suicide to World Champion, Warrior Heart Rising. We are my journey to Black Belt World Champion. I'll be sharing behind the scenes of my training, my mindset, the things that I'm doing, what I'm doing to build my business and my life, and the foundations for the vision that I hold in my heart to become true. And we're just going to bring together people who are doing the work, who are showing up. So the free community is for those that are curious and just wanting to check this out and have that edge or that feeling, and they might not necessarily have capacity, and you get to do this at your own pace. The inner circle is for those who are ready to show up, who are ready to invest in themselves, in the vision, and in a community of people who are doing the damn thing, who are on the journey. So this is my way of sharing that I said yes, and that others said yes to doing this, and the magic that was created in this 90-minute workshop on country. We're taking the Warrior Heart on tour. We'll be hitting up locations like Adelaide, Broken Hill, Sydney, Newcastle again, Melbourne, Broken Hill. I think I've already said Broken Hill. Anyway, I'm so excited because this is the proof. This is the confirmation, the validation that I needed, that the Warrior Heart needed as her own spirit and entity, that this is needed in the world, and that it is okay that it's being co-created and built in real time. I hope this leaves you in some way. I hope this serves you in some way. And if you've gotten to this point, thank you for your ears. Thank you for your time. And my heart is so full. And this is the Warrior Heart movement. This is the Warrior Heart Rising. And I hope to see you in the community, on a coaching call, or in our world. And I hope that you are having the courage to be yourself in the world. Nothing less and nothing more. And that you realize that you are worth fighting for. You are allowed, you are enough, you are worthy. And the greatest gift that we can give to those that we love, that we lead, that we serve, is our truest self. And if that is not enough for others, that is about them. If you are moving from love and you are doing the best you can with what you have, that is all any of us can do. How the world or others receive that, but remember this, you have to live with you. So would you prefer to love yourself or live in false senses of belonging? These are questions that we experience and move through in the Warrior Heart community. And I'm so grateful to be here with you. And I'm so grateful to be on this journey, and thankful to my ancestors and to every single person that says yes. Big love you, mob.